Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Robbie One Kenobi, and this is my NXT TakeOver Respect review. Right off the bat, guys, I loved NXT TakeOver Respect on the WWE Network. I thought it was another great show from NXT. I thought it was an incredible 2-hour special. And, for a while now, I've said that NXT TakeOver Rival, in my opinion, was the best TakeOver show that I've seen so far. But after watching TakeOver Respect, I think TakeOver Rival has its own rival, no pun intended, in NXT TakeOver Respect, because TakeOver Respect was, just like I said, an incredible show, and quite an emotional show too. Not only with Bayley and Sasha being in the main event in a women's Iron Man match for the NXT Women's Championship, but also the culmination of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We had the 2 semifinal matches, and then we had the finals of the tournament. It was just, in my opinion, an incredible night for NXT. Brooklyn was a hell of a show. I still think Brooklyn's one of the best NXT specials so far as well. But TakeOver Respect was indeed all about respect, not just Bayley and Sasha going out there and once again raising the bar high for women's wrestling and revolutionizing women's wrestling with their main event, but showing respect to the late great American Dream Dusty Rhodes and all these young talented performers going out there and looking to just earn one thing, and win, lose, or draw, they want respect. So that's what I think made this show just very special. I loved it from start to finish. I didn't really see a dull moment throughout the show. I did think that the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, I'll get to that match a little later, but I did think that match was solid, but I wasn't really into it as much as I thought I would be. I wasn't as invested in it as much, but still, I did not see any problem with this show. It was just an incredible show. Let's get right down to the review, guys. I don't want to keep rambling. So the first semifinal match in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic was Finn Bálor and Samoa Joe versus Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, or Dash and Dawson as I like to call them, or the Mechanics as I guess they're called now. And this was a good tag team match. Dash and Dawson, I really liked how they brought this hard-hitting style to the match. I felt like this match told a good story. Once Finn Bálor got injured, once he injured his left leg because he was going for the coup de grace early on, when I honestly thought he and Joe were going to squash Dash and Dawson, and he missed, and I believe Dawson hit him with a chop block that injured Finn's left leg. So throughout the match, Dash and Dawson are just working on breaking Finn down, and they're constantly targeting his left leg. And I really enjoyed the storytelling of that match. To me, guys, a good match doesn't necessarily have to have great back and forth action, great OMG moments. In this case, I just really enjoyed the storytelling, the performances from Dash and Dawson, and Finn Bálor. Of course, Bálor had to sell the leg injury, and Dash and Dawson were really looking to make a name for themselves. And even though I may not be a fan of their team, I feel like they did that. I feel like they opened some eyes with this victory, or not with this victory, but with this performance tonight. And once Bálor was able to get the tag to Joe got in there and started cleaning house. He dropped one of them with a muscle buster. I do not remember who. And then Finn wanted to get the tag, and Joe looked very, very hesitant to tag him in because of the injury. But Joe tagged him in. Bálor hit the coup de grace and scored the 1-2-3, and Bálor and Joe advanced to the final. So this was a good opening match. Like I said, it was solid wrestling. I enjoyed that hard-hitting style from Dash and Dawson, how they were just trying to systematically break Finn down and worsen the damage to his leg. And it was a good match. I enjoyed it. 2.25 stars. As always, guys, match ratings down below in the description box. From there, we moved on to the second semifinal match in the tournament, which was Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, Team Ready, Willing, and Gable, as I like to call them, versus Baron Corbin and Rhyno. And this was a hell of a match. I really didn't expect this match to be as good as it was, but damn, this was some real good tag team wrestling. Chad Gable, I said this in my predictions video, he's over like $1 million. I think he got even more over with the crowd. I mean, the crowd loved him. They were highly behind him. You know how the New Day has that save the tables clap chant? Well, throughout the match, Baron Corbin was manhandling Chad Gable. And the crowd, the NXT universe inside Full Sail was chanting, "Save the Gable, save the Gable." And like I said, guys, this dude is over like $1 million. Not just with that rally towel, but with his performance in this match as well. I mean, Gable and Jordan, they really, in my opinion, made a name for themselves with this performance. Even though it wasn't the result they wanted, they opened eyes big time. I like the team, but now I'm really invested in the team, especially with how they performed in this match. Baron Corbin, I think, added some credibility to him as a potential monster heel because, like I said, he was manhandling Chad Gable throughout the match. And then once Jason Jordan got involved, when he got the hot tag, he was not German suplexing, excuse me. He was hitting belly-to-belly suplexes left and right. I mean, he pulled the straps down a la Kurt Angle. Jason Jordan was on fire. Jason Jordan had a strong performance in this match. But Chad Gable, in my opinion, takes the cake with this move right here because towards the end, he gets Corbin in a waist lock, like trying to go for a German suplex. They bounce into the ropes. They roll back. And then Gable picks him up, German suplexes him, and finishes it off with a bridge. That was a hell of a moment. I honestly thought Gable had the match right there, but Corbin kicked out. And then I called him Cable again. Chad Gable, went for what looked like a Hurricane Rana. Like Corbin spun him around from a crucifix, and it looked like he was trying to go for a head scissors, but Corbin caught him and drilled him with the end of days in a sick fashion. That was a sick counter. And Corbin covered him for the 1-2-3, and Baron Corbin and Rhyno advanced to the finals. Now, I know I, for one, wanted Jason Jordan and Chad Gable to advance to the finals. I was not disappointed. I know people were disappointed that Gable and Jordan did not advance. This was just me, guys. I was not personally disappointed because they put up a hell of an effort, and I think that that valiant effort in the tournament, raised their stock a little higher in a sense of, they're going to become like the next big tag team on NXT. So I would have liked to have seen them in the finals against Joe and Bálor, but I'm not complaining that they didn't advance. I mean, they put up a hell of a performance, and I believe it'll just be a short time before Jordan and Gable win the tag team championships. I mean, those guys, real good tandem together, but I can only imagine how over Chad Gable's going to be when he becomes a single star, when he goes on his own. But for now, I like the tag team. Don't get me wrong. I want to see them both do well as tag team wrestlers. And then when they split, I hope that while Chad Gable still gets the push he's going to eventually get, that Jason Jordan can do just as well, that he gets a strong singles push. And maybe we see Jason Jordan versus Chad Gable in the main event of an NXT TakeOver special in the future. Who knows? It can happen, but I was really happy with their efforts. 3.5 stars, third best match of the night in my opinion. It was just damn good tag team wrestling. Next up, we had the debut of Asuka in NXT. Asuka going up against Dana Brooke, and like was the case with Apollo Crews in his debut at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. Excuse me. Asuka's debut was fun. I've never seen her wrestle during her time in Japan. Of course, she was known in Japan as Kana, which is her real name. But yeah, Asuka, excuse me. Asuka's debut was fun. The match was basically a showcase of her talents, and with her having honed her craft in Joshi Puroresu, which is the Japanese style of wrestling, as well as strong style, Kana really impressed me. I mean, the way she was hitting her strikes, she hit this wicked jumping flying armbar, which was just, it was like a Hurricane Rana into an armbar. It was just insane. I was thinking Ronda Rousey right there. She is just, this is the first time I've ever seen Asuka, and I was just really impressed with what she delivered. She got the win with an Asuka lock, which is like a crossface chicken wing, similar to Samoa Joe's submission hold. And yeah, Asuka got the submission win in her debut, as we all expected. And then Dana Brooke, as the heel, tried to badmouth her again, and Asuka knocked her out with a roundhouse kick. So there you go. The one thing about Asuka that I really like is that she's both beautiful and lethal in that ring. Like, she's beautiful, but then when she flashes that grin, that little wicked smile, you know she means business. Like, she will kick your ass if you disrespect her. And as she was leaving the ring, Emma was off to the side. Emma was looking. She gave Emma that grin, and Emma like just looked away. Like, she felt very uncomfortable with Asuka staring like that at her. I'm looking forward to seeing what Asuka can do on the NXT roster, especially with the women's division. I hope before Bayley goes up to the main roster that we get a Bayley versus Asuka match. And you know, I also hope that Sasha can get a match with Asuka as well, whether they do like an NXT WWE cross-brand event or whatever. I'm just looking forward to seeing how Asuka does when she tangles against other women like Bayley, like Sasha, if that ever does happen. Charlotte and Asuka, when Asuka eventually comes to the main roster, that's going to be a fun match to watch. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Asuka does on the NXT main roster with people like Dana again, Emma, and Nia Jax, who's going to debut next week on NXT. So yeah, spoiler alert for the main event. Nia Jax did not debut at the end of the Iron Woman match. But understandable, as I'll tell you guys later on when I get to the Iron Woman match. But exciting and fun debut for Asuka, and like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what she does in the ring. Now, I mentioned Apollo Crews earlier, and he was next. He was the subject of the next match. Apollo Crews versus Tyler Breeze in a great match between two talented athletes. It was, the total package, as I like to call him. Apollo Crews, the mini Bobby Lashley with just more agility and athleticism, going up against the dark horse of NXT, as I like to call him, Tyler Breeze. Just a great match between, the power guy in Apollo Crews. I almost said Tyler Breeze. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me if I get tongue-tied. But yeah, a great battle between the strong man in Apollo Crews and the agile athletic Tyler Breeze. Breeze got pretty aggressive early on in the match when he threw Apollo Crews back first against the LED board at ringside. And throughout the match, Tyler Breeze was working on Apollo Crews' back, and Apollo Crews did a nice job of selling the back injury. I mean, at one point, he tried to go for his patented gorilla press, and he couldn't fully lift Breeze up as high as he wanted because of his back injury. Tyler Breeze, he went all out. He pulled out a freaking sharpshooter, which I was surprised at. But I think it's cool that Tyler Breeze is incorporating different iconic, so to speak, finishing and signature moves in his arsenal. The other week on NXT, he beat Tommaso Ciampa with the I'm Prettier, and then this week he pulls out the sharpshooter on Apollo Crews. I thought that was cool. I don't know if Tyler Breeze is Canadian, but I just find it funny that he used two finishing moves from two renowned Canadian wrestlers. But getting back to the match, I just really enjoyed it. And this was, again, another great showcase for Apollo Crews. I think he's the total package. He's just a hell of a performer. And Tyler Breeze once again proved his worth in this match. And you know what I'm gonna say, guys. You know what I'm gonna hashtag. Give Tyler a chance. Because I think Tyler Breeze could be a good, strong leading man on the NXT roster when Crews and Bálor and Itami and Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe eventually go to the main roster. And I know, guys, I've said it before, but I'm a big Tyler Breeze fan. I support the guy. I want to see NXT do big things with him. But in the end, Apollo went for the moonsault again, and Tyler Breeze held onto his leg, and then Apollo Crews just shrugged him off, kicked him, and I was like, Apollo totally no-sold that. But then he goes for the moonsault. Breeze gets his knees up, rolls up Apollo Crews, and I thought he had Apollo Crews right there, but Apollo Crews kicked out, and then he caught Breeze in like what looked like an atomic drop, like he was going to do a backdrop, but then he spun him around and powerbombed him. It was just, he drilled him with this wicked powerbomb finisher that I'm looking forward to seeing if he ever uses that in an NXT Championship match, because if Apollo Crews uses that move and then it hits the moonsault, that's going to be one hell of a way to punctuate his NXT Championship victory when he eventually wins the NXT Championship. But yeah, that was a wicked spin out powerbomb, and Apollo Crews got the victory with that move. And Apollo Crews, he's way over with the crowd. The crowd loves him, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of him on NXT. And I hope to meet the guy. I'm really liking what Apollo Crews brings to the table. So big props to Apollo Crews and Tyler Breeze for delivering the second best match of the night, 3 3/4 stars. And maybe Tyler Breeze will get called up to the main roster at this point. I mean, he once again looks strong. He made Apollo Crews look strong. Not saying that Apollo couldn't make himself look strong. I mean, Apollo's a hell of a performer. But, who knows? Tyler Breeze has not gotten a victory at a TakeOver special since TakeOver in May of 2014. So, pretty much more than a year ago was the last time he got a victory on an NXT TakeOver special. That was the only victory he ever got on an NXT TakeOver special. So, we'll see. But you know what? I just got to stay strong and have faith. And, guys, get that hashtag trending. Give Tyler a chance. Next, we had the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Bálor and Joe against Baron Corbin and Rhyno. This was a solid match, but the thing was, I was not invested in it. I just wasn't invested in it as I was the previous two semifinal matches. Bálor started the match off, and Baron Corbin once again going out there and adding a little more credibility to him as a potential monster heel. I'm going to be honest, guys. I really don't remember much about this match, which pretty much shows you how invested I was in it. I'm not saying it was a boring match. I thought it was solid. It definitely was not a terrible match. It's just I wasn't invested in it as much as I was the semifinal matches. But, to make a long story short, Bálor and Joe got the victory. Joe hit the muscle buster on Rhyno. Bálor got the tag, and this time Joe wasn't hesitant or reluctant to tag him in. Bálor hit coup de grace and scored the 1-2-3 to win the inaugural Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. And no heel turn. Neither wrestler caused their partner the victory. No partner mishaps, nothing like that in this match. So we didn't get a Finn Bálor heel turn. We didn't get a Samoa Joe heel turn. But I found out on WWE.com that William Regal announced an NXT Championship #1 Contenders Battle Royal for next week, and that Samoa Joe will be involved in that Battle Royal. So that's most likely how Joe will get his #1 contendership at Bálor's NXT Championship, which sets the stage for NXT London, NXT TakeOver London, which I think those two guys going at it's going to be an awesome match. I can't wait to see it. But while I didn't really enjoy the match as much, I really enjoyed the pre-show, or not the pre-show, the post-match celebration. First off, pre-match, you had Eden Styles come out and introduce the participants in the finals, which was very fitting because, of course, Eden is married to Cody Rhodes. Eden was Dusty Rhodes' daughter-in-law. So I thought that was great to see her as ring announcer. And then the Rhodes family, including Cody and Dustin, came out and they presented Joe and Bálor with the trophy. And Cody gave a heartfelt speech, a very moving speech about his father. And it was great to see Cody, outside of the Stardust gimmick. It was great to see him pay tribute to his father the way they did. I thought this whole tournament was very unique and was a great way to honor someone as beloved as the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Cody, like I said, gave a very heartfelt speech. I loved it. I tried to tweet something on Twitter just saying that was a beautiful moment to see the Rhodes family, including Dustin and Cody together and celebrate their father, their husband, his memory, and to celebrate it with Bálor, who, was influenced by Dusty. Dusty was like a mentor to him. Dusty was pretty much a mentor to a lot of people at NXT. So that was a beautiful moment. Great to see Cody Rhodes back. Hope he eventually returns to being Cody Rhodes and gets the push that he deserves. But this, like I said, was all about honoring the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Beautiful moment. Congrats to Joe and Bálor. Would love to see this tournament again next year. Would definitely love to see a lot of young up-and-coming tag teams featured, including Jordan and Gable. Well, probably by then, Jordan and Gable will be the tag team champions. Like, they'll be the top tag team in the NXT on the NXT roster. But I would definitely love to see more tag teams excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tongue-tied again. Ugh. Anyway, I would like to see more young tag teams in this tournament if they do it again. Would love to see Ciampa and Gargano in the tournament if they sign with WWE, because I believe they're still free agents as of now. But the finals of this tournament was solid, but the post-match celebration was beautiful. And like I said, kudos to Cody Rhodes for giving that heartfelt speech in honor of his father. So finally, guys, we get down to the main event, the match that this show was completely revolved around. 30-minute Iron Woman match for the NXT Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Sasha Banks. Just an incredible match, guys. I'm not going to say much about this match because I wrote a match recap for my job at sfbay.ca. I am a local Bay Area sports reporter, and I have a job out in San Francisco where I write about local sports. I mainly cover boxing, but I told my editor I really wanted to write about Bayley and Sasha, the fact that two Bay Area born women's wrestlers of their caliber were getting to main event a show of this caliber. I thought it was incredible. I wanted to show my love and support to them both, and to NXT and to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon for everything they've done with this brand so far. So I'm going to leave a link down below in the description box so you guys can read my story. Please tell me what you thought of it. I take a lot of pride in the stories that I do. Hope to write about more professional wrestling, WWE, NXT, Lucha Underground in the future. That's what I aspire to do professionally, and boxing is my main beat. I hope to cover that as well. So all I'm going to say, guys, because a lot of the match recap is featured in my review, in my recap, in my article, and I don't want to, sound redundant. So I'm just going to basically break it down. I thought the match was incredible. Great storytelling, a lot of emotion in it, not just from the wrestlers, but also from the fans, including the little Bayley superfan Izzy, because there's a point in the match where Sasha Banks is beating down on Bayley, literally throws her into the LED screen at the top of the NXT stage, which resulted in Bayley getting counted out. So that's how Sasha got one of the two falls that she scored. And then she literally is bad-mouthing Bayley's family at ringside, and she grabs the little bow off of Izzy's head and wears it, and prances around the ring mocking Bayley, and she actually made Izzy cry. Now I know that Sasha is the heel, and she's playing the heel. I guarantee you she does not. She didn't mean that intentionally. She was just playing the heel role. But damn it still feels real to Izzy because Bayley's her hero. Bayley's her idol. And, it's like if a little boy was watching Superman fight the ultimate evil like Doomsday or somebody, and then he sees Superman just getting savagely beaten down, and, he's like, it's like his hero is on the verge of losing. That's how Izzy feels when she sees Bayley. But that was great. That's another testament to Sasha as a great performer, not only in terms of her athleticism, but her character as well. The match was just great, guys, and for a 30-minute women's Iron Man match, the time went by so fast. I'm not kidding you. We got like 15 minutes into the match, and I'm like, oh my God, there's only 15 more minutes left. I didn't feel like there was a dull moment in this match. It just was great. The storytelling, the emotion, once again, the performances from Bayley and Sasha. I mean, for these two young women who were both born in the Bay Area, to come this far, they wanted to revolutionize women's wrestling, guys. I mean, I read the article about the essays they wrote. They didn't just want to be standard WWE divas. They wanted to be two of the best women's wrestlers. They wanted to be elite women's wrestlers. And this is undoubtedly a testament to that determination and that journey that they've taken. It was just incredible. And I was proud for both of them to go to main event takeover respect. Thank you, Triple H. Thank you so much for giving these women such an opportunity. He knows what is best for business. That's not a pun. He knows what's best for business. He knows how awesome Bayley and Sasha are. He knows they are the future of women's wrestling. And he gave them one hell of an opportunity to shine. It was just an incredible match, you guys. I mean, the ending was quite thrilling and emotional. Sasha, after twice locking Bayley in the bank statement and almost like forcing her to pass out the second time around, she goes for the bank statement again. Bayley counters with like this unique inverted armbar. It's similar to like the disarm her, Becky Lynch's disarm her. And she starts pulling back on Sasha's injured left hand because she had injured Sasha's left hand earlier in the match using steel stairs, which was like poetic justice, so to speak, from what happened at TakeOver Brooklyn. And then, honestly, there was like 5 seconds left, and I thought we were going into overtime. And then I see Sasha shaking her head, and I couldn't tell if she was saying, no, I don't give up. But then the bell rang, and I'm like, oh my God, they botched it. But we're going into overtime. But no, the referee declared Bayley the winner of that fall. Bayley made Sasha tap out, and that's how the match ended. Bayley won the Iron Woman match 3-2 and retained her NXT Women's Championship. I mean, it was an incredible match, guys, and post-match was just beautiful. You had the entire NXT roster, along with Triple H, Stephanie, William Regal, and Sarah Amato, a.k.a. Sarah Del Rey. They were standing on the stage, giving both women a standing ovation. Sasha, she was overcome with emotion. She was crying when Regal handed her a bouquet of flowers. She fell to, she just like not fell to her knees, but she got down on her feet and cried. And Stephanie and Sarah Del Rey embraced her and consoled her, and it was just a beautiful moment. And then Triple H entered the ring, and he presented Bayley with flowers and hugged her and raised her hand up high, and the NXT universe chanted, thank you, Sasha. I think they were chanting thank you, Bayley, and they also chanted you deserve it, and they do deserve it. I mean, that was just incredible. Another incredible women's wrestling match. Undoubtedly one of the best women's wrestling matches of the year, one of the best matches in WWE period this year. And there's that debate, which match was better, the Iron Woman match or the TakeOver Brooklyn match. You guys will obviously have your own opinions. Me, I feel that the TakeOver Brooklyn match was a little better, only because I felt like it was more of a magical moment when Bayley won the championship. Well, I feel like that match had more of a magical feel to it than the TakeOver Respect match. And I'm not knocking the TakeOver Respect match. I loved that match. That was incredible. I had to catch my breath after watching that match. I was just blown away by it. But I just felt like the TakeOver Brooklyn match had that magic. They were in the Barclays Center. It was sold out. Crowd was so into the match. And, Bayley hitting that Bayley to belly and getting the 1-2-3, and the crowd just popped the way they popped when Bayley won the title. It just had that magical moment. And like I said, guys, you're welcome to debate on which one you think is the, you have the right to say which one you felt was the better match. Both were match of the year candidates, no doubt. I mean, I feel the TakeOver Brooklyn match was a little better. I love that match, but I love the Iron Woman match, so it's just, once again, a testament to how incredible Bayley and Sasha are as women's wrestlers, and they're undoubtedly two of the best women's wrestlers out there. And that's pretty much it, guys, because I really can't think of what else to say without just rambling, or giving away what I wrote in the article. So that's my review, guys, of NXT TakeOver Respect. Another incredible show, beautiful show, emotional show. 8.25 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out. And yeah, guys, Nia Jax will be debuting next Wednesday on NXT. And I think it was a good thing that Nia didn't debut at the end of TakeOver Respect, because it was all about paying respect to Bayley and Sasha at the end of the Iron Woman match. And if Nia Jax came out and just assaulted both of them, that would have taken away from that feel-good moment. So, was not disappointed at all that Nia Jax did not debut, because once I saw the NXT roster and Triple H and Stephanie and Regal and Sarah Del Rey giving the women a standing ovation, I was like, that's a beautiful moment. I don't care if Nia Jax debuts or not. So yeah, guys, that's my review of NXT TakeOver Respect. Like I said, 8.25 out of 10. I loved the show. I honestly don't know which one I think is better, Rival or NXT TakeOver Respect. There was just, both had a lot of positive things, so it's hard for me to decide. Maybe at the end of the year I'll make a video on which of them I thought was the better NXT TakeOver special. But guys, as always, like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with your friends, comment down below, let me know what you thought of the matches, give me your match ratings. Which Bayley versus Sasha match this year did you like? Which did you think was the better match? And let me know what you guys are looking forward to from them and NXT. for the rest of the year as we head into TakeOver London. And I'm ready to call it a day, guys, with this video because I'm starting to get a little winded. So thank you as always for watching. Thank you for listening. And this is a shout out to my good friend, Mr. Paul JB44, as always. You guys and girls have a good day, night, or whatever time you're watching or listening to this video. Please do have a good time. Excuse me. Please do have a good time while you're listening to this. Thank you all again, and I'll see you all later.